Now this ain't exactly a secret by now, but I quite like GT Omega. They feature in the majority of my tutorials and guides. I've reviewed pretty much all of their cockpits. My first ever full cockpit was a GT Omega ART and I loved it and I've stuck with them ever since. But I've just brought out a new collection of accessories for the Prime rigs and Prime Lite for that matter, because the parts are interchangeable. I just want to run through them with you now because this is quite a big deal. It's a big addition. Some of you guys out there, particularly Formula fans, the new stuff does appear to add a whole new angle to the Prime rig. No pun intended. So first up is the Prime F1 frame upgrade. So this replaces the upright sections of a Prime rig for a more swept profile, like you've seen perhaps on Next Level Racing. They seem to go hard on the angled uprights. Same with SimLab recently. They've switched from full uprights to swept profiles. Just seems to be the style of the time. So if you've already got a Prime rig or a Prime Lite and you do fancy a bit of a swept angle instead, it does look better than the bolt upright frame sections, and I don't really foresee any big issues with mounting stuff. Maybe if you had a gear stick or something like that that was really close to the upright section, but I can't see that being the case. And that upgrade as well, combined with the Prime F1 pedal mounting system, as you can see, gives you a nice sort of elevated swung arm pedal mounting system. Again, very reminiscent of what I've seen from other manufacturers like Next Level Racing. So they've adopted something like that appears to, in conjunction with that F1 upgrade that you just saw, turns it into a much more flat Formula style seating position. Also in the mix is this Prime pedal adjustment plate. Now I'm not just going to pretend that I don't see it. That looks a lot like the Track Racer TRX system, but nonetheless it's still a really cool thing to adopt into the system. It looks like it gives you a massive range, massive sweeping range of adjustability, and the whole thing is on a slider, on a seat slider, so you can have it go forwards and backwards. I've not had my hands on any of the new accessories yet to test, but I wouldn't expect, by the nature of its design, I wouldn't expect this to be as rock solid as a fixed frame profile pedal tray. But what you might lose in that little bit of wiggle, I'm sure that will be introduced by all of the moving parts, you gain in the adjustment. If that's something you care about, then that's worth it. That's a fair trade for something like that. And on the other end of the rig, we've got a Prime seat adjustment frame. Same again, looks a lot like the Track Racer TRX kind of system that they have over there with the blue and red accents for GT and F1. So this frame would essentially be what your seat attaches to, rather than a couple of profile rails. You would take those out and put this in instead. So you would still be able to retain the seat slider that pretty much all of GT Omega's racing seats come with. So you won't lose the ability to slide forwards and backwards. All this does is give you the ability to tilt your chair in a pretty quick and simple way, if that's something that you care about. And if you're combining this with the pedal tray that you just saw, then you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to tilt your seat backwards and forwards depending on what you want. And lastly, this isn't a Prime accessory, this is for the Titan, but the Titan does have a more sort of upright seating position than the Prime. By the looks of it, this can lift the whole pedal tray up by a couple of inches and give you a lot of adjustment in terms of tilt. If you've got a Titan and you just kind of wish that your legs were a little bit higher up, this could be just the thing. The whole thing is on a slider. Once again, that solves one of the issues that you get when you've got just a bolt-on frame. You can't slide it backwards and forwards for other people to have a go. This makes that really easy. There are more little knickknacks that are being introduced, like a monitor quick mount, wheel holder and headset holder. But the things that you just saw that I highlighted, they're the ones that make me go, oh cool, let's check that out. So hopefully I'll be able to get a set of everything that you saw here ready to test and just see how it runs. So just bringing your attention, if you've got a Prime or a Prime Lite, then you might want to check out these accessories, see if any of them kind of tick any boxes for you or solve any problems. I do like GT Omega because their prices tend to be a bit on the keener side. They're Scottish as well. I like to support companies on home soil as best I can. So I like to see that there's some new stuff coming in that gives people more options. They're expanding the range all the time. They've come a long way from a fairly basic lineup. As I said a little earlier, I'm hoping to get my hands on these to try them out and add them to my Prime rig that's just behind me. That's what I'm using and will be using for a long, long time now. So I've finally stopped chopping and changing, I think, for a while. So I'll be adding these new accessories to the rig, giving them a go and re-reviewing the Prime because it's changed so much since I reviewed it back in 2021. And as you've seen in all my GT Omega branded videos, themed videos, you can get 5% off using code DannyLee. I'm a big fan of GT Omega. And thanks for clicking on this little video. Cheers again.